Okay, guys, we'll come back again. This is lecture number 8, which is before the last lecture. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will finish. So, yesterday we discussed and we spoke about the analysis. So, what we have right now, we have all the axes, which is coming out from the whatever brainstorming or 7 tools of quality or from the multi-voting. Now we have list of root causes. What we need to do now in the improve phase, now it's the time for finding the solution and implementing this solution. This is what about the improvement or improve phase. Improve phase, it's about finding the solution and implementing this solution. So there is many methods we will use it in order to generate solution, and also we will implement the solution, but we will implement it in steps. We will not go for the big size or big population for implementing. We implement on a small sample, and then after the result we can implement in a big size. Okay, so the activities here, as I mentioned, we will identify the solution. Okay, we will make solution test on a specific cause sample. We will take one cause, one root cause, and then as a sample, and then we will implement the solution on that sample, and then we will examine the result, and then we can in the end we can implement on full scale. So also we will make like refine the solution. Actually it's like polishing or smoothing or perfecting the solution until you get the perfect solution or the perfect shape of this solution in order to implement it on what we call it on a pilot solution. Pilot solution, yes, Nawaz, filtering. Yeah. So pilot means to try out the solution, means to make experiment. As we see, there is a social experiment for anything the government they want to apply. So before they applying, they are making experiment or social experiment, and then they can test it. So this is what we mean by pilot solution. Pilot solution is try out this solution or make experiment for the solution. And number 5, we will make the full scale implementation. If you examine this 5 on coronavirus vaccine, you will find this has been exactly being used on the coronavirus vaccine. So once the coronavirus is still in the laboratory, they make a small test. They took sample and they make test. Okay, they find it okay, the result is okay, and then they will make another refine or get to perfect shape of the vaccine, and then they make pilot solution or pilot implementation. They implement it on a small scale of people, and then they make it publish. So now everybody is taking the vaccine. Okay, so now we need to identify the solution. So we have 5 method, 5 ways, 5 methodologies, or 5 stages in order to find and identify the solution. We have the generating the solution. Okay, we have something called Delphi technique. We will use it. We have number 3, express and formulate the solution. Number 4, we will evaluate the solution. And number 5, selecting and implementing the solution. Okay, let us go for the first one, which is generate the solution. Okay. In the solution generation, we will use many ways to generate the solution. We spoke about before. This is, we call it focus group. Also, we have the brainstorming. We have something called analyze problem store. We have something called SIBOC, and we have the 5S. Okay, let's go and discuss this one. Let us begin with the focus group. Focus group, I think we discussed it before, but we will discuss it also here. Focus group, small group of people from different backgrounds, from different perspective, from different department, different business even can be. So the total of this group will be from 8 to 14. You remember brainstorming, we said from 4 to 12. Okay, so maybe you will get one question in the exam. They will give you this number, for example, from 8 to 14, and they will ask you which is this is a brainstorming group or focus group. So 4 to 12, this is brainstorming. Okay, and 8 to 14, this is focus group. Okay, so there is a manager. Focus group, there is a manager. And brainstorming, there is no manager. So the meeting manager focus and discuss an open manner without any restriction, without any restriction for the problem solution. There is a criticize be allowed, and whatever in the brainstorming not allowed in the focus group will be allowed. And then the group member reach each other, so they can get large of proposal for the solutions. We need more solution to come out from the focus group. Also, it's a good way to review the solution and opinion. So there is many solution will be put in the table, so we can discuss which is the solution we will take. And there is many steps we will use it in order to get which is a perfect solution. We can take it with us. So the next slide will explain more. Also, it's effective method as a statistical method using to analyze success rate of the proposal of the solution. Next slide, we will go in details for this stage. Brainstorming we will not speak about, because this is the same what we have and what we discussed in the analyze phase. So there is nothing will be new in this phase, but whatever we discuss in the analyze phase, it will be the same brainstorming. But in the analyze stage, analyze phase, you will use the brainstorming in order to get the axis, the root cause. The same concept, the same condition, the same ways. We will use it in order to come out with the solution this time. So there is no any different. The rule is still the rule. The number of the team member is still the number of the team member. The three ways you will use it, which is free wheel or round robin, or we call it the card method. So three ways you will use it in order to get the axis. We will use it also in order to get the solution. So there is no any different in the brainstorming, whether in the analyze phase or in the improve phase. Okay, so there is something we call analyze the store or the problem store. The problem store means simply the root cause. Don't go left or right, just go direct to the root cause and analyze the root cause. So it is focusing on the root cause of the problem and monitoring direct solution to eliminate this root cause. This is what we call it, analyze the problem store. So the problem store means addressing direct the root cause of the problem. So the problem store analyze based on something we call it deflationary thinking. Deflationary thinking. So deflationary thinking means I think we spoke about same like multi-voting. It is similar like multi-voting, which is you have 10 or 15 or 12 solution. We need to summarize, or we need to minimize until you get 2 or 3 solution ready for implementation. So this is, we call it deflationary thinking. So deflationary means summarize, minimize, reduce down the list of the possible solution that you came up with. If you came up with a 10 to 5 or 3, so we need to minimize and summarize this list until we have 1 or 2 solution in order to implement it. So we have like 4 characteristic for the problem store. We have something called useful solution. Okay, useful solution and applicable and direct means it can be direct implementing for the solution. We have another one, number 2, we have helpful solution, but it's not direct applicable. You cannot apply it direct, and need further research, need more development, need more improvement. Okay. Number 3, we have good solution, but impractical, so cannot be implemented either. It doesn't need any further researches, but from the beginning you cannot take it. And there is an excluded solution, which is cannot be taken either. Okay, this is steps. This is 4. It will lead us to some classification for implementing the solution. So now we have the solution, we generate the solution, and then we will go for the implementation of the solution. Okay. Another method we have to generate the solution, we have something called SIBOK. SIBOK means S for supplier, I for input, B for process, O for output, and C for customer. This is definitely there is a one minimum question in the exam. You will have it, this SIBOK. Okay. SIBOK means how we will read it. If someone told you how you will read the SIBOK. SIBOK means material, okay, or raw material. You will take it from the supplier. You will put it in your process, in your as an output, as an input. Sorry. Okay, you will take it from the supplier. You will put it as an input through a process. It will become output. So the output will be your product. So your product you can be sold to the customer. This is how we read the SIBOK. SIBOK is about, if you are in manufacturing, you can apply it to the manufacturing. If you are services, you can apply it to the service. Something you will take it from the supplier, whether it's the services or whether it's the raw material. Okay, you will use it as input. You will develop your own process and procedure. This process and procedure, it will give you output. This output is about your product. This your product, you will sell it to the customer. So this
you can give an example of a tape factory for this.
Exactly. This is example as a tape factory. We are importing the raw material from Italy, from China, and then we will put it as an input. We have our machines. We have some kind of internal process we are using, and then we will get mask tape, or what we call it, say, masking tape.
Yeah, masking tape or the OPP tape. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Boxes,
This
yeah.
is our output. Output means our
Tape box.
product.
Yeah.
Yes, our final product. Where we will take it, we will take it to the customer.
The customer.
So all this circle, we will call it SIBOK. SIBOK, supplier input, process, output. In some cases, it can be from opposite side. What means? Customer, output, process, input, supplier. This is what? You will pretend like you are a customer. You are a customer. You will take from from outside. You are a customer, and then you will make your own output in a process. It will be input. You will deliver it to the supplier. This is in some rare cases, but in the majority of the cases, SIBOC is a SIBOC, SIBOC, supplier input, process, and output. So it's a tool that minimize the input and output one more process in the from the table. So SIBOC it's about minimizing, or sorry, summarizing the input and output. It's all about input and output. It will be delivered to the customer. SIBOC has 3 different uses based on the audience. So there is a 3 uses or 3 locations we will use the SIBOC. Which is this 3? Okay. Number 1, you have an audience. Those are unfamiliar with your process, okay, and need an overview of it. This is, you will use the SIBOC in order to give them idea, to give them awareness about your own process. You have this kind of audience. They are not familiar with your process and need to be aware of your process, need to be or given an overview about this process. So you can use, in this case, the SIBOC in order to give them the process. Second one, we have those familiar with the process, but because of the process fade or change, they need to reintroduce. You have some kind of process. You are selling your customer in some kind of way. Okay, you are getting the material from the supplier. Okay, you will put it in your store or your warehouse, and then you will deliver it to the customer. So this is one type of process that you have. Most of your customers, they are familiar with this one. They know they will receive from Abgeg warehouse, or they will receive from Jubail. For example, if you are selling ready, they used to take their material from Jubail showroom. But somehow you make some different. Now they are not capable of using Jubail. We have some issue in Jubail branch. No, whatever is the material customer used to receive from Jubail, no, they will receive it from Khubar. So now you have something changed. You have a change in your product. So how you will tell your customer about this new process you have? So you will use a SIBOC in order to tell them about the new procedure that you have. You will tell them the material received will not be from Jubail showroom. No, it will be from Khubar showroom. The number 3 or other kind of audience that you have, they are familiar with your process, but they involve in refining or defining a new process. Mostly these guys, they will be like the process owners. For example, the quality manager or the CEO or the finance manager. So they are familiar with your process, but they are going to involve on defining on a new process, restructuring the process. The process what you have currently is, there is a little bit waste, there is a kind of defect, there is a kind of delaying on delivery. So this audience or this type of audience, they will involve in restructuring and redefining the new process. So this is 3 types of audience they are using the SIBOC. Okay, so let us go forward. So SIBOC component is supplier and customer. They can be internal or external. You remember we have 2 types of customer. We have internal customer, which is your colleagues, other department. They will come and ask you for their needs, but they will not pay for that needs. we have an external customer. They have needs. They will come to you for their own orders, and they are willing to pay. So this is, we call them external customers. So the Cybook supplier and customer can be internal or can be external. Internal supplier, you have internal supplier, for example, the IT supplying finance with the ERP system. So finance, who is their supplier with the ERP system? IT. They are supplying them with the ERP system. They are supplying them with the printers, supplying them with the computers. So they can be internally or they can be externally. Input or output can be material, can be services, can be information. It depends on the business that you have in your company. Okay, so this is a Cybook. It is capturing input and output rather than giving details about the product. This is the main concept of, or the main focusing. The area is focusing on the Cybook. Cybook is focusing on capturing the input and output, but not giving any details about the process. Okay, so let us take some example for the Cybook. Okay, you have the supplier. Who is the supplier? Supplier can be procurement department or procedure with the supplier. So the procurement can be a supplier, or the suppliers, they will come to you through procurement or purchasing department. Also, supplier can be they will receive the material. For example, once they get it, they order the material from the supplier, so they will receive the material, and then they will go to the store and storing the material. The input can be storing material and issuing procedure, how you will deliver to your customer. You have your internal procedure, your internal process. Okay, in the process can be operation. If you are in manufacturing, can be operation, product, and process phases. This is also can be a process. So what is the output? Output, the final process. Final process that the customer will receive, or the final customer, final product that ready to store. If you are manufacturing, and in the end, what you have from the customer, there is the order, and customer, he will pay. It will be your input, and then customer is happy. This is for your own feedback, for your own survey, in order to evaluate your services. Whether is the customer is happy, this is you have good process, good procedure. Whether he is not happy, you need to go back from the beginning and review your process and procedure. Okay, we have the 5S. Okay, guys, just I will take you back a little bit so fresh your memory. We said there is a focus group. We are speaking only on generating the solution. We spoke about focusing group or focus group and brainstorming, analyze the problem, store, Cybook, 5S. So now we are discussing what we call it the 5S. So what is the 5S basically? 5S is the solution you will get it, the solution you come up with, whether from the brainstorming, whether from any solution or any kind of solution generation that you will use. This solution, it has to be sorted. Sorted means arranged. So the solution itself, it has to be arranged. Means which one is the good, which one is the better, which one is the best. So this is what we mean by sort. Also, it has to be strength. Strengths mean we have general example. He will tell you this man is going straight, means Sida. Okay, stress means this solution, when you implement it, there is no other effect it will be on another solution or another problem. So straight means it will not affect any existing process or existing procedure. This is what we mean by strengths. Shine means same like we said before, it's like refined, it's like perfect. So this is what we mean by shine. The solution, what you have, must be shine, it must be perfect. Standardize, this is a general, it can be applied, means this solution can be applied to many root causes. It means it's a standard solution. Standard solution means we can apply it here and here and here and there. So this is what we mean by standardized. Standard, one standard, one solution for many types of problem you have. Sustains means continue, means it will remain for a long time. This is what we mean by sustain. Sustain, we will have it in the control. In the control phase, we will discuss sustain more, because sustain is about controlling, means it has to be sustained, it has to be continuous, it has to be in the shape ever can be.
Stable.
This is what we mean by sustain. Okay. Now we finish generating solution. Okay, then we will come to the we will discuss the Delphi technique. So Delphi technique. So before I discuss this one, let me go for this example and then I will come back to this slide. Okay, Delphi technique is like, we can say it's similar to brainstorming. Okay, similar to the focus group, but in this case the team will be unknown to each other. For example, we are 5 right now, we are 5. Okay, this one guy, we call him 0, or secretary, or the manager, or organizer, coordinator, whatever. What he will do, this guy, let me end so we can use drag down. Okay, this guy, he will handle the meeting between 4 or 5 team group. This 4 or 5 team group, they are expert in getting the solution for any kind of problem. Okay, what we will do, the agent or the secretary number 0, he will give to each one of them the problem with the root cause. Okay, this is for number 1. He will give him the problem with the root cause, and he will ask him for what? He will ask him for his own idea about the solution for this problem. The communication direct between 0 and 1. Okay, 0 is communicating with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but no one of them can communicate with his colleagues because it's unknown for him. Maybe number 1, he will be in Saudi Arabia, number 2, he will be in India, number 3 will be or 5 will be in UK. So it doesn't matter, they are in the same building or in the same country or different continents. It doesn't care. So what we need only, the number 0, he will organize, he will coordinate, he will give each one of them the problem, okay, with the root cause. He will give this guy the problem with the root cause. Number 3, he will get his problem with the root cause. Another problem, another root cause. Number 4, he will get also problem with the root cause. So what will happen now? Now number 1, he will reply to 0 with his own idea about the solution. For example, he said the solution is training. You have some kind of problem with the root cause. There is a many root cause. For example, there is a lack of communication, lack of skills, whatever. So his own idea about the solution, he said this is a training. So he will send this training to the number 0. Okay. Number 2, what he is idea is solution, proposed solution. He said hiring. You need to hire a new employee. Number 5, what he said, the issue in the management or the solution in the management. You have to do something in the management. Number 5, what he said training. Number 4, what he said training, for example. Okay. Number 0, what he will do now? He will take the problem with the solution. From 1, he will give it to the 2. Without the solution, he will give him the problem and the root cause. What he will ask? He will ask for the solution. He will give this problem with the root cause to number 1, and he will wait for the solution. He will do the same with all. Whatever is coming from 1, he will give it to the 2. Whatever is coming from 2, he will give it to 5. Whatever is coming from 5, he will give it to, for example, 4 or 3. So what he is gathering the root, for example, the solution, the proposed solution, and he will give it to each one of this expert, and he will ask him, what your opinion about this solution, without mentioning from who coming this solution. So you can criticize the solution, or you can build on the solution another idea, so we can perfect and improve this solution. In the end, he will come up with one solution which is perfect, which is refined, and which is sorted, and which is standardized. It can be used to apply it on this type of the problem. So this is what we mean by the Delphi technique. Delphi technique basically it's one man, he will control a group of unknown for each other. So number 1, he doesn't know who is number 2. Number 2, he doesn't know who is number 5. So if you doesn't know this guy, so you will represent your own idea without any restriction. So you will have like full freedom in order to express your idea. So there is no any restriction. So you will feel free, and you will put your solution in the table. Number 0, he will gather all the solution, and he will apply it to the 5S, or he will apply it to the another criteria we have, another classification we have. Right now we will discuss it, and then he will come up with the perfect solution, which is a strength, which is a shine, which is a sustainable solution. This is generally what we mean by the Delphi technique. It is clear, guys? Okay. So this is Delphi technique. Now we have the express and formula and formulating solution. Okay, so let's go forward. We finished Delphi technique. Okay, now we have 1 minute. Okay, now we have the express and formulate solution. Now we will use something called compare the solution. Okay, you need to classify the information, and it has to be smart. Smart means the solution, you will take it, you will examine on the smart. Smart we spoke about before, and we will mention it here quickly during our discussion. And we have 5 C's. We have something also 5 C's. Okay. Let us start with the 5 C's. What means 5 C's? 5 C's means the solution you will come up with, you need to examine in these 5 ways, or these 5 stages. Okay, the solution you have must be clear. Okay, the solution that we have, you come up with, it has to be clear. Clear means to be pure, okay, or to be transparent. So it will be clear for everyone. He can take it and implement it immediately. This is what we mean by to be clear. Okay. Also, it has to be correct. Correct means to be true, to be exact, and to be perfect. in order to implement. This is what we mean by to be correct. Correct solution means true solution, means exact solution that will fill in the root cause and will eliminate the root cause immediately. So also we have one of the specification. It has to be a complete. Complete means full. It will solve the problem. It will eliminate the root cause, and also it will be like a performant solution. So this is what we mean by complete. We have concise or brief. Concise or brief, it is like summarized or short. So brief is a short. So it doesn't have to be a long kind of solution. What means by long? Long means there is a many process you need to apply within the same solution. So it's better to be brief. It's better to be concise or summarized in order to be short, so that can be applied. Also, number 5, to be courtesy. Courtesy means to observe the local laws. Means we have, for example, X, or we have root cause in the finance. Okay. The solution you will come up with, it has to be observe the local laws. Means this solution, someone he said, Wallahi, I have a solution for this problem or for this X. Okay. But this solution, it will not include the VAT registration or the VAT legalization. So here in Saudi Arabia, we have the VAT. So in each invoice you will print it, you should have a VAT. So this guy, he came, he said, okay, I have a solution, but this solution will exclude the VAT. We will not use the VAT. We will not give the government any kind of VAT. So this is what we mean by courtesy. Courtesy means you have to observe the local laws. Whether you are in Saudi Arabia, in India, in UK, there is a laws, and there is a constitution in any kind or in any country. So once you have the solution, this solution, it has to observe the local laws. It has to observe even the community laws, because also the community, there is some restriction in some kind of community, different from community from country to other country. That's what we call it 5 C's. 5 C's. Any solution that you come up with, you will examine. You will put it in the five stages or 5 formula. So it has to be clear, it has to be correct, it has to be completed, it has to be brief and short, and it has to be courtesy and observing the local laws. Okay. There is a classification for any solution. The solution formulated by classification, comparison, and application of SMART. Okay, we spoke about before SMART. Now we will discuss it. What means you examine or you're testing your solution on the SMART ways? So it has to be some kind of classification in the solution that you will going to implement. And there is a 5 classification for the solution before you take the solution and implement it in the small scale or the big scale. What is this solution? Okay. The solution you will come up with, it has to be achievable, and it has to be or non-achievable. For classification, it has to be achievable, and one, it has not to be achievable or not attainable. Okay, there is a solution. For example, we have an issue in HR. Okay, the issue in HR is, for example, low performance, or for example, any kind of issue, resignation. The the retention number are very high. So we need to discuss it. There is a many solution came up from the brainstorming or from the fishbone diagram or from any type of the tools that you are using, and came up with some solution. So you will need to implement this solution. This solution, it has to be achievable. This is the first. From the classification, it has to be achievable, and one not achievable. So you have to give another option. Okay. What means achievable? Achievable, we have two kinds of achievable. It has to be achievable now, and it has to be achievable in the future. Okay. This is two type, or this two kind of solution that you may fear. Maybe you will face it during your project. There is a solution, it's achievable and achievable now. Okay. There is a solution is achievable, but it is not achievable now. It's achievable in the future. Cannot be applied right now. For example, you need to hire a new HR manager. So what you need to do? You cannot hire it right now. Right now, I will go and bring a new manager. No, you will make, for example, you will make advertisement, and then you will get many number of candidates, and then you will make your interview, and then finally you will get the HR manager maybe after 3, 6, whatever months. So that means it's achievable. Yes, the solution is to hire a new manager, but this is it's not achievable now, but it's achievable but in the future. This is what we mean. Also, we have another filter or another classification. It's achievable now and without modification. No need any type of modification. No need any type of restructuring the process. No need any kind of make new procedure. So this solution, it has to be taken. Okay. You will test this solution on this 5 classification. You have it achievable and now and without modification. You have it achievable now with the modification. Okay. And you have it achievable in the future without modification. You have it achievable in the future but need some kind of modification. So we'll explain it again. We have a solution number 1, for example, solution number 2, or whatever. This solution, so in order to take it, you have to examine in this table in front of you whether this solution is achievable now and no need any kind of modification, or this solution is achievable and now but needs some kind of modification, achievable but in the future, but even in the future it doesn't need any kind of modification, or this solution is achievable in the future but need some kind of modification. So without modification means any type of modification means what? Means cost. Okay, whether you will pay it direct or you will pay it for example as a time. If we said there is some kind of procedure, now guys, you are observing we have ORP, restructuring project we are doing right now. It will take 6 months, 7 months in order to finish. So what means 6 months? 6 months, there is no any extra payment for the team, but what the payment is coming from the time, because time equal money. So the modification need time, that means you need money, that means this it will be cost. But it is without modification, that means free of cost. Okay, with the modification, that means there is a cost. Okay, so that means there is another criteria we need to examine here. Okay, the priority number 1. Okay, if we decide we'll take, for example, this one. So the priority number 1, it has to be, okay, money cost saving solution. What means? The solution you will take it, the first priority, there is no cost on that solution. Solution you will take it, it should have saving money. It should not cost us another money. So you have to be careful when you decide, or before you decide, you will take that solution in order to implement the solution. It has to be achievable right now without modification and without any type of cost. This is the one criteria. Okay, we have another one. For example, priority number 2. Okay, it is achievable now without modification and time saving solution. So time equal what? Time equal money cost. So this is another criteria you have to take care of. Number C or number 3, there is no effort or effort reducing solution. The solution that you will have, solution you want to implement, if it reduce the effort, okay, it will reduce any type of wasting. It will reduce any type of needing another solution. So this is one type of the priority that you can take it. Number 4, it is not important. You will ignore this solution and you will not take it anymore with you. So this is the classification for the solution that we have. So if I ask you which is the solution that you will take, if you have one solution, okay, and we need to implement this solution. This solution, it has to be fall on one, in which one of these 5 in the table, in which criteria you will use, which priority we will use. Come on, guys. Yes, exactly, number 1. So number 1, why? Because the solution you will have, in order to implement, this solution is achievable. This is very good, and now, and no need any type of modification and free cost. So this is the perfect one to take it with you. So whenever you have a solution, whenever you have a decision you want to take, you have a decision you want to make, you need to examine this solution in this 5 classification within the 4 kind of priority. Your solution should be achievable now, and you should take care of the modification. You have to take care of the time. You have to take care of the cost. Okay, guys. So after that, you need to examine this solution on the SMART. It has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be attainable or achievable, relevant to the problem, and it has to be there is a time bound or deadline for that solution. Okay, guys. So this is the way of getting the solution. This is the way of selecting your perfect, your shining, your standard solution for the axis or for the root cause that you have in your problem. So the last we need to discuss is, we will discuss number 4, which is the SWOT analysis. So we finish number 3. Now we will go for 4. We will use the SWOT analysis. Okay. SWOT analysis, many of you, I think, know, you have idea about the SWOT analysis. So how we read the SWOT analysis? From up to down, we call it the internal factor. And here we call it the external factor. Okay. What about from here? Here we call it positive and negative. Here we have the positive factors, and here we have the negative factor. Let us take example. What means by SWOT analysis? S for strengths. What is the power that you have? Okay. W for the weakness. Sure, everybody have a weakness. In any business there is a weakness, and you need you need to work on this weakness. Many business have the opportunities. We will have some kind of example right now, and there is the threat. Okay, let us take example. What means by strength? Strength means you have a good price, different than your competitors. You have good services. Okay, you are close to the market as a location. So this is, it will give you low cost for delivery. So if you are good, if you are more closer to the market, then you will reduce the cost for the delivery. So this is one of the strengths. Weakness can be high cost. If you have a high cost, that means the customers will not buy from you, and you have limited customers. So this one, it will impact the customers. You have high cost, it will impact immediately the customer. So you will have a limit customer, and also you will, for example, we can have lack of human skills, lack of manpower, lack of resources. You don't have delivery trucks. Okay, you don't have, for example, cars for the sales team in order to sell. So this can be a weakness. So you need to work on this weakness. Opportunities mean any chance you can improve your business. So some competitors, for example, exit from the market, and then you can take his market share. Okay, or you can open a new market for yourself. You can open a new market. You can open new, for example, new branch. There is a one city you are absent in that city, so you need to be present in that city. So you need to go and open a showroom or any kind of representative your product there. We have last, we have the threats. Threats is like something you cannot control, like global warming. So global warming is there is a threat of that one. For example, in Russia, what they are facing right now in Russia, the ice now is being reduced. So the water increase. So the ice is reduced, so the water increase. This is why, because of the global warming, the heat in our continent has become more because of the pollution. So this is one kind of threats. COVID-19 can be threats. Now currently there is a many hotels has been closed. There is a many flight company has been closed. Okay, for example, in Japan there is a tsunami, or any kind of threats that you can consider.
Natural.
Okay, so this is discussing about what is the SWOT analysis. This is determination, means prioritization, meaning that the only limit number of projects can be given a high priority. If you have, for example, more than one project in the same time. So SWOT analysis, it will help you to analyze which one of this project more valuable for you, the more income for you, the main revenue is coming from you from this project, so you can give him more priority. Determining the strengths of each project. This is also one of the benefits of the SWOT analysis. Identifying the weakness specific for each project. You can divide it. For example, here we have more than 6 or 7 products we are selling. So you can apply the SWOT analysis on the product you have, and then you can get the weakness, and you work in the weakness, you can eliminate it. Determine the opportunities available for each product. Yeah, for example, as we mentioned, you have, for example, some kind of product you are absent, for example, in Riyadh or in Jeddah. So you need to have someone who represent you in that city. Determine the opportunities we mentioned. Identify threats specific each project. So this is, for example, construction companies or real estate, they have some kind of threats. They can consider earthquake. You are going to make new project in one area. For example, there is an earthquake in that area. So you need to consider this one when you use SWOT analysis. Differentiation. This is what we are just explain right now. This is during our explanation. We explain, so no need to go and you can read it by yourself. But we already spoke about. So this is what we have for today. We finish our improve phase, remaining only the control phase. We will discuss it tomorrow, and we will be end by tomorrow, inshallah, and you will be ready for the exam. Okay, guys, any question?
No.
Okay, we'll see tomorrow.
Sorry?
We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, inshallah, we will meet again. So what I want to say, now we need to be prepared for the international exam. Okay, I will send you group, WhatsApp group. There is IMC Institute representative. There is one Dr. Muhammad. He is here in Jeddah, representative in Saudi Arabia, and there is a coordinator. She called Ziba. So Ziba is the examination center. She will help us. She will send email to exam email. The exam link, she will send it to your email. So what we need right now, we need to join this group. The Arabic group, yesterday all they exit from the group except one. So now we will join this group. There is a one form. We will send it in the group. So you will fill that form, your correct name, which will be appear on the certificate. So in order to get the membership, so this membership, it will reduce or discount 60% or 40% of the exam fees. For example, you will pay more than 400 riyal or 420. Now we will pay only like 220 riyal, which is $60, and we will pay it from our own account. Okay, each one of you will use his Mada card, and he will pay. After finishing the exam, when we get certificate, when we pass the exam, then we will return it back to you. This is what we agreed from Mr. Saleh. So I will send you this link for the group. Just join the group, and on the group we will send the form that you will fill it in order to get the membership, which will reduce the exam fees. Okay, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, see you tomorrow, inshallah.
Okay.
Okay.